parents of victims, they tend to be over-controlling and over-involved. A controlling parent, maybe a well-meaning parent, right? What does that do to a child? Does it give them a voice? Doesn't teach them how to problem solve. Doesn't give them that voice to advocate for themselves, does it? Social emotional learning teaches those skills for problem solving, for self-awareness. There's one of your answers. What do we need to do to teach our kids? Social emotional learning. You need to teach also the faculty and staff who work with them. We all need it. I'll tell you what I did. I created the tools for Tools Inspiring Action, which was a verbal and visual prompting system for them, which gave them a place to go when they just don't know. When kids feel like they don't know what to do, they give up, they act out, they internalize, they're sad, and they don't believe in themselves. And quite honestly, that's completely unacceptable. And so that's where all of that came from. And every year since, it develops and it develops. And so tonight, I'm going to go through a little bit of what each resource is and how I got there, why it's important. So that way when you leave tonight, you will help spread the word. And if you know anybody who has a struggling child, you're going to say, call Lisa, go on Amazon, go to her website. You've got resources now because these kids need the help, and there is help out there.
Daily repetition. The importance for this, when we look for daily repetition, is we want to get that information out of their automatic brain in the front. We want them to be able to experience it and to feel it and not act impulsively, which really comes naturally to them. That's where the daily, and that's the reason why for the daily repetition. So it becomes automatic. You know, our brains are considered to be plastic. You know, when they were babies, and we used to think, oh, the baby's brains, they're going to grow and they're going to learn. And then when they get to a certain age, it just kind of stops, right? Well, it's wrong in terms of our brains do grow, and we can actually build different neural pathways with repeated experiences. And that's hopeful for us in the classroom. We need hope just as much as the kids do, don't they? Don't we? Clear and concise directions. As to repeat the directions, a lot of our youngsters, they can say yes, they nod their head exactly at the right times, and when you ask them to repeat it, their perception of what you said is totally different than what you thought it would be. Right? That is very important. By allowing the kids to restate what you are asking them to do or to understand, it helps them process the information, but not only process and hear themselves, my visual people, my other working memory, strengths, what are they doing when they're talking about what they need to do? Think of working memory now. What are they actually doing? They're visualizing it. They're picturing it in their mind. That's an important step for a child who struggles. Multi-sensory instruction. Why is that important for these kids? Because it's less demanding on memory. That's why. Visualization and self-talk. These are all interventions to help build the working memory.
We want to breathe. We want to visualize. And if it doesn't go in, that's okay. I can and I will, and you think positive thoughts. All right? Are we ready? Okay, go for it. Sure. Great. Now let me ask you this. I can and I will. There you go. It says you got this. You're coming up? Oh, all right. Oh, stay in the front though. What were you thinking? Do you know, are you aware of what your thoughts were before, while you were throwing, after? Can you tell us what you were thinking? I have to get it in, under pressure. You saw it? You saw it right in. Okay, good. Yes, tell us. And then when you try it again, what happens? She stayed really focused. Okay, so you changed the way that you were thinking. Because, oh, I got this. Oh, wow, this is a bit of a challenge. Okay, let me work it. When you said you focused, did you see it at that point? Oh, she had a strategy then. And that's what we want to do with our kids, right? We want to teach them what their body is doing. We want to teach them that sitting up taller allows us to breathe easier. And breathing easier allows more oxygen. More oxygen means we learn more. So I had to butt in, and the sentence is, Heidi has hiccups, and her hair stands up straight. And here's Heidi, and there's her hair. I think we can all remember this one. Can I keep it? Oh, I have to give it back to the third. I'll give it back after that. All right, this one I'm not going to take personally, but I had to share it anyway, because we all kind of feel like this anyway. I want to go back to bed. Self-bed and sleeping in the bed. Oh, no, she woke up at 2 o'clock and didn't go back to sleep. You need to breathe and visualize sleeping. And there's one component that I find that is the most powerful to be an effective communicator. And that is your ability to connect. Connect with our students. And how do we do that? How do we connect with our students in a way that's meaningful to them, and yet still drive that instruction rigorously and meet all of those standards, as well as the paperwork and all the other responsibilities that go along with us? Wouldn't it be nice if we all had a little bit of self-awareness? You ever go to a meeting, and you know when you go to that meeting, there's going to be that one person who wants to monopolize the whole meeting, and they're not watching to see anybody else's reaction? They might not even know how they're monopolizing that meeting and how everybody's time is valuable, and they're starting to resent that person, and there's no productivity. Self-awareness can help anybody at any time in any situation, especially children, when they learn to self-monitor themselves, metacognitively as they're learning, or otherwise. So essentially, I hope that I've given you enough information to make you feel empowered, to make you say, hey, you know what, there really are alternatives out there for what we're doing. Maybe I can enhance what we've got. Remember, change is an investment, just like education. But it's also an investment in our children's future. And as Richard Bach says, we design our lives through the power of choices. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Lisa. And this
gray. Okay. Let me erase this because it's not as close. Okay. Now I'm done doing this, and it was this, and here we go, and I'm covering this. Okay. Dang. Yeah, and then the S.
I heard you say think to yourself. What?
No, no. I wasn't going to say thanks. I was going to say think.
And what were you doing when you say words over and over in your head? Do you know?
Yes, it was making me think a lot and make me do it instead of copying the words.
Got it. Do you know what tool you have in your toolkit that helps you with using certain words in your brain when you speak to your brain or you hear thoughts in your brain? Do you know what tool that is? The
concentration chart.
Oh, that's a little different, but that does help us focus for sure. What about the self-talk tool? Would you like to try and find that?
Yeah.
Go ahead, go for it. Because that's what you just did. You self-talked. Think. Did saying the word think to yourself, did that help you focus?
Yes.
Ah, what tool is that?
The concept to figure out what's...
That's the focus tool.
Yes, the focus tool.
There's a new tool in there that you haven't learned, but we've practiced it in class, and you just practiced it while you were learning.
Lisa Navarra is an educator and behavior consultant who provides positive support that promotes social and emotional learning and cognitive skills while empowering parents with the tools to manage those challenging behaviors. Let's meet Lisa Navarra.
It's not about reading. It's about them what? Believing in themselves. How do you teach a kid who's used to getting in trouble or feeling like a failure to believe in himself?
Lisa Navarra is an educator and a child behavior consultant. Her presentation here today to parents and educators is to raise awareness about the struggles that she has witnessed from children academically, socially, and emotionally.
Tonight is really the showcase of taking research that has been applied to the classroom setting as well as the home setting that really proves that children's ability to make positive choices to the best of their ability, to the point where they really believe in themselves, is possible. They can feel success. And these are the resources that are available for them. And this is the showcase for tonight. This is Henry. Henry used to have a very tough time remaining calm and focusing in class and at home.
The resources includes the book Henry's Thoughts, written by Navarra, a visual tool to help promote goal-oriented behaviors in children who often are distracted by their own emotional development that inhibits their ability to socialize and to learn.
When they are challenged and they want to give up, it's so much easier. But now they have a greater self-awareness, and their awareness is, well, how do I feel? What am I thinking? And Henry's Thoughts goes through that with a little boy who wanted to give up on himself and he didn't believe in himself. So he goes through a little bit of a funny process to really see that he's got a lot of power within himself. Together, the more that we talk about what's available and raise awareness, the more we can help those kids.
The goal for the book is to reach students and parents and to be used as a tool for educators to help students overcome anxiety related to schoolwork.
It gives strategies like breathing techniques, and it also empowers them to have positive thoughts in replacement of their negative thoughts. And that's something that we work on consistently as adults, and we really try to instill that in our children, to be able to think positively if they are faced with a challenge of any kind.
One of the biggest fears they have is they don't have the ability to do what the teacher wants them to do at times. So when we identify them first, we're in a good spot to be able to give them these skills. And Lisa's really successfully put together a compendium of tools that can be used and taught in a very practical way. And that's where I think, the whole model behind Henry and Henry's Thoughts become ideal. And I think that she's really captured something very special in this particular publication.
A lot of what's expected of us as parents hasn't been taught to us. So if it's something that our child needs and we're not comfortable with it, then where do we go? We go to only our experiences. but there's so much information out there. So through parent workshops that we provide, through a book such as Henry's Thoughts, it really gives a platform to talk with your child and say, hey, you know, I felt like Henry too, but this is what I did. And so it could be a real growing experience, not just for the child, but for the child and the parent. When kids feel like they don't know what to do, they give up, they act out, they internalize, they're sad, and they don't believe in themselves. And quite honestly, that's completely unacceptable.
For more information on workshops, tools, and behavior consulting, and a copy of the book Henry's Thoughts, go to childbehaviorconsulting.com. For the EYC Network, this is Archie Snowden.
Heal, help, teach, humble, and empower to reach potentials. That's the Child Consulting Way through Lisa Navarra to make it a successful day. For more on services, information, and a copy of the book, Henry's Thoughts, go to childbehaviorconsulting.com.